a lot of people find themselves in jobs where they feel like they don't earn what they're really worth. They are doing jobs, either you're a graphic designer or you're employed by a company, or even sometimes you're working for the government or a nonprofit. And you feel like you're giving so much, but you're taking home so little. On the other side, there are people who feel as if other people are taking advantage of them, that they're being taken advantage of by their bosses, their colleagues, their family members, because those people see them as extremely valuable, want to have them working their projects because they bring in new ideas, a lot of energy, a lot of dynamism. Maybe they have a large network, but they feel as if they're not getting in return how much they're putting in. So today I want to teach you how you can earn your worth. And this is going to be something I'm going to be talking about moving forward to help you understand exactly what is your value in the market. If every single time you're interacting with people and you feel like you're getting less than what you're giving in, then the question you need to ask yourself is, am I being actually taken at my real value? Am I being valued? Am I getting what I'm really putting in? The first step on your journey to earn your worth is actually finding out who has your money. Before you even try to find out how much you are worth, you have to have an idea of who is valuing your time, who is valuing your effort, who wants to work with you. Now, before that, I want to debunk a very, very common thought, which is time equals money. When you are in the mindset that time equals money, you get accustomed to the idea that if I put in a lot of time, I should get a lot of money. But the reality is, if you lose 1 year of your life doing an activity that brings you back a little money, you will never get that year back. But if you lose money during 1 year and that you've learned experience and you've gained knowledge, you can gain that money back. So time that is lost can never be regained, but money that is lost can be regained with new skills, new mindsets, new networks. And so the reality is time is superior to money. Your time is worth more than the money you're currently getting paid for that time. Your time is worth more than the money you will ever be paid for that time. That's why they say the wealthy people are those who sleep while they earn. And so their money is not tied to their time. How much they're worth and how much their value is not tied to the time that they put in to do the thing, or the time that they spend learning about the thing, or the time that they spend to get the thing. It's always about increasing the value of your time. And that's why for me, value equals time plus money. And so the greater value I have, the more time I have for myself, and also the more money I have. And so the real work here, when you think about increasing how much you're worth and earning your worth, is about increasing your own value. Now that you know that your value, as it increases, you get more time for yourself and you also earn more money, you need to understand who has your money, who values your time. And that we're going to come and watch this graph. So there are four types of people that you're always going to encounter. May it be in your workplace, may it be in your business, may it be in any typical encounter when you're trying to earn your worth. There's always going to be four people you're going to meet. Person A is the one that values you, values your time, but is not willing or able to pay for it. So this person values what you have to offer. They know what you have to bring to the table. They recognize how smart you are, how hardworking you are, what you're offering them. They recognize it. They value it. But they're neither able or willing to pay for it. And so sometimes we get stuck with these people because we are also happy. We're excited that they're telling us, oh, you're so smart, you're so good, I love what you have to offer. And then we end up selling ourselves short. So they end up negotiating down what we're worth. But because they're praising us, because they're telling us how good we are, we end up selling ourselves cheap. You have to be very wary of these people because they always wear a very smiley face. They're always laughing. They're always praising you. Like they want to keep you in that ego. They flatter your ego, but they're never willing to pay the check that is worth what you're worth. Then you have this person. This is the person to avoid at all costs. This is the person that does not value you. They don't value you, they don't respect you, they don't encourage you, they don't recognize what you bring to the table, but at the same time, they're never willing to pay for it. These are toxic individuals. These are toxic bosses. These are the type of people that you'll do everything. You'll work extra hours. You'll come and present it to them. They'll criticize your work and they'll criticize you at the same time. These are customers that are always unsatisfied. No matter what you do to offer it to them, you offer them reductions, you offer them rebates, they still criticize you. You have to avoid these people at all costs. These are people that you must avoid at all costs. These are people that you need to learn to negotiate with. If they value you, so if you value what I'm offering, then pay for it. You have to challenge them. You have to recognize their role and their play and their acting, and then you also have to play the same game. You have to understand that when you're dealing with a manipulator, you have the right also to manipulate. Because if you play the dumb, if you play the victim, they're going to take advantage of it. So this is a person you have to be very, very wary of, right? You always have to question their assumptions. You have to ask questions. So you're saying that you value what I have to offer. So why aren't you willing to pay the real price? So it means you don't value what I have to offer. Or what's the alternative? What other option do you have? Do you have better options than I do? Are they willing to do it at the same price? Then it's better you go with them. So you always have to be willing to say no, right? Always be willing to say no to this person and to this person. Because at the end of the day, you always have to value your worth. You have to know what you're worth and you have to value your worth. We're going to come to knowing your worth, but first of all, you have to identify who are the people out there. Then we have this person. This person has the money to pay you. They can pay what you have to offer. They can afford it. But they don't value what you're offering. They're maybe undermining you. They're, putting you down. They have the money to pay. They have the money. They've paid for something like yours before, but they don't value you. You have to avoid those people as well. Because if you are working with people who do not value you, at some point they're going to also be very toxic towards you. At some point they're going to make you lose doubt. You're going to doubt yourself because you value their money, right? That's why it's very difficult to stay in a job where you don't grow, your salary doesn't grow, your self-esteem does not grow. So these are people to be very, very careful and very, very wary of. Stay away from these people. The people you want to work with are these people. People who value you, people who value your work, and people who are willing and able to pay you for it. If they're willing and able to pay you for it, you must go towards those people. If they have the means to pay for what you have to offer, and they value what you work, these are the people that are going to allow you to grow. And so each of us, no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, we want to find people who value our work, who value our talent, our skills, and our abilities, but also have the means to pay for it. So we're going to assume that you are an employee in your own company or in someone else's company or working for the government or nonprofit. And you are earning $1,000 a month, working 5 days a week for 8 hours a day. So from 9 to 5. And so if that's your salary, and your salary could be higher or lower, we're just going to give this as a simulation, and you can also take your calculator and calculate with me. So if you are earning $1,000 a month, it means in a year, you're earning $12,000 a year. $1,000 a month, $250 a week, $50 a day, and $6.25 an hour, right? And this is assuming you're working the entire year. We're not talking about holidays and all those things. You can make those calculations for yourself, but just to make it simple. So if you are earning $1,000 a month and you're working 5 days a week and you are working 8 hours a day, your value to your company is $6.25 an hour. Now, the employer, in order for them to be profitable, you have to earn them at least 3 times this amount. So you have to earn them at least $18.75 or $20 an hour. And that's why you'll notice that if you're well paid, the company will always expect you to work, because they need to earn at least 3 times what they're paying you in order for them to be profitable. Because sometimes you'll get sick, sometimes you'll be demotivated, sometimes you're not going to do the work very well. They're going to invest in your education, in improving your skills. So normally a company that wants to make money, they want to ensure that what they're paying their employees, that they can be able to get at least 3 times that value back, right? So you will never be paid by a company more than what you're worth to them. It can't work because they need to earn more from you than what they pay you in order for them to be profitable, right? So that's something to keep in mind. So you are working at $6.25 an hour. Now, if you're earning less than $1,000 per month, then most likely you're earning less than this, right? Now think about it this way. What I want you to remember is your value, as it increases, gives you more time and more money. As your value increases in society, you get promotions, which allow you to have bigger teams so that more people can do the work for you, which allows you to have more money. As your value increases in the market, let's say your personal brand or your skills or your abilities, and you find the right people to pay for that, you also get more time for yourself because you get to get more employees. As your value increases as an entrepreneur and you're able to provide more value to people, you earn more money and you get more time. And so imagine that right now you're earning $6.25 an hour and you want to increase your value, your personal value by 10, which is improving your personal brand, improving your skills, public speaking, communication, sales, marketing, AI, whatever will make you better in your industry. You're increasing that by 10 and you go from $6.25 an hour to 62.5, you will earn $120,000 a year. So if you're able to grow your value by 10, so invest more in your education, more in your personal development, become a more valuable individual, improve your wardrobe, improve your presence, improve your skills, improve your knowledge by 10, you will earn $120,000 a year. But if you're able to go to $625 an hour and you're able to define like what type of work do I need to do to earn $625 an hour, to be able to provide the value of $625 an hour, you will earn $1.2 million a year, right? Think about that. Now imagine that you're able to grow your value to $6,250 an hour. That every single time that you're doing work that is worth $6,000, that you've increased your value by 1,000, which means that you've invested in yourself, you develop your skills, you develop your networks, your abilities, you've moved to places where you can be able to earn more. You've gone to meet with and interact with people who are earning 10 times, 100 times more than you are. And you've built those networks, you've built those relations, you've built those mentorships. You're going to be able to be a multi-millionaire. And so it's all about earning your worth. No job is going to pay you what you're really worth because they're always going to need you to provide more than what you're worth. But a company or a job can pay you enough for you to feel that you're worthy. But that company has to really know your value. That company, you have to negotiate at a higher level. You have to be even more valuable than what they have to offer. And so that's why it's important. In order to earn your worth, you have to increase your personal value. You have to increase your personal brand. You have to increase your personal capabilities. You have to increase your personal abilities. And so earning your worth is going to be something I'm going to be talking more and more about to help you all grow your personal brand, grow your personal value, be able to earn what you feel you're worth in the marketplace. And so if you have any questions, feel free to add them to the question box. I'll take time to answer. If there's any topic you feel like you want me to talk about, or if there's any situation that you're going through in your workplace or in your business and you feel like you want to have more ideas, feel free to write it in the comment, send me a DM, ask those questions, and I'll answer them.